Hello, everyone, and welcome to another episode of Wind, Reel, and Print. My name is Ryan.
And my name is Kevin.
Nice. We're taking our time on this intro. It just feels good to sit in it. Slow beat.
Yeah.
Well, welcome back to everyone to another week. This week.
To us again.
Yeah, to us. Yeah. No, I'm always happy to be here.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The audience wouldn't know that.
Well, yeah. I guess for between us. Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yeah, just take our word for it, you guys. Yeah. What a week. Today we are talking about 1999's The Matrix.
Dun, 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 dun.
That's not in the No, I thought you were going to sing something from The Matrix. What a way to cap off the century of movies,
right.
The 20th century. Directed by the Wachowskis.
Mm-hmm.
It depicts a dystopian future in which humanity is unknowingly trapped inside the Matrix, a simulated reality created by intelligent machines. The plot follows the computer hacker Neo, who's recruited by Morpheus into a rebellion against the machines. I'm guessing if you exist in America, I imagine you know what the Matrix is, or at least have some idea. I mean, I'm hard pressed to think of a movie that isn't more culturally, like, maybe not culturally relevant, but like is infused in everything.
Bam.
Yeah.
Mic drop.
Yeah, mic drop. Yeah. So you had never seen it before. This was your first time, right? Or had you seen bits and pieces?
I feel like I've seen the second one, like in a hotel,
Reloaded. Nice.
like in high school.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Or something. But yeah, to bounce off your point.
Sure.
That was something I kind of pulled off of this, and something we can kind of get into later.
Yeah.
Like how impactful this movie is, and like how much influence this has on the rest of like the 21st century. Like from a cultural, political standpoint to like a movie. Like you see this in so many different movies. Like from this point forward. Like how much this and other films like define the end of the 20th century that like we can kind of talk about as well. And then like how much this movie is like pulling from like in its influence, aesthetics, its story, like it's biblical. Like there's like so much shit, there's just so much. It's such a thing. Like it is kind of the crux of our kind of like turn of century society.
It's kind of, it's perfectly 1999. Like it feels like it's like perfectly the perfect way to cap off the century. And as someone who's watched like a number of John Woo films now, it also feels like it's one of the best John Woo films I've ever seen too. Like, like watching all these things, you can see how it not only, pulls from all of these other things, including cinematic things. And I think John Woo being a huge influence on this film. But there's so much. Anime is huge. And there would be something called the Animatrix. Yep. Which was really big for me. So maybe before we jump into some of these things, I can start with this movie was very influential for me growing up. It was from an early age. It was one of our first DVDs that we ever had growing up. I had found it in the laundry room that we had, along with a number of other movies. Perfect Storm was another one. Oh, not Babel, but The Three Kings. Is that what it's called? It was the David O. Russell. I didn't end up watching that, but I think that was also in there too. But so it was these movies my dad must have purchased at one point, but I watched this and Perfect Storm is like it does not hold up. I watched it within the last year and it was not.
You watched it recently, right?
Yeah, fairly recently. It's so cheesy. It's so cheeseball. But The Matrix was really big for me. And speaking on the Animatrix, I ended up like watching this, really enjoying it, and it kind of blew my mind. And it was like I was also really into Star Wars, so it was this perfect like sci-fi weird thing. I would then eventually find Reloaded and Revolutions, which came out, I think, in the same year. I would find them at Vaughn's, which was like the Safeway alternative in Southern California, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
I know Vaughn's.
You know Vaughn's? Okay. All right. For our listeners, yes. But I remember seeing those on like a shelf or whatever, and I was like, oh my god, there are sequels to this, and so I ate those up, and then I also ended up watching the Animatrix. So growing up for me, this was like really big, like the whole world. It was so big and grand, and the other movies would end up like really blowing it up. And so it holds a very special place in like my in my growing up, I guess. But it's funny because like, and I think it's really hard for me to separate from that. But I think something that's interesting is like I watch it and I find it to be perfect, which I think is like the movie. And I think that's something I have to recognize, because also like, I think something like the general audiences, there's something, so there, there's the IMDb top 250 and there's the Letterboxd top 250. The Matrix is not on the Letterboxd top 250. And I think generally I can understand it, why it isn't. I think there's some things that are pretty basic about it. Maybe it doesn't, but I think like we had kind of mentioned, it's kind of like unparalleled in its reach, as you kind of like talked about, which is just kind of like astounding. To also, like, we've talked so much about the Letterboxd top 250, and so for this movie to not even be on that is kind of just crazy what that also says about that too. Not that it doesn't, a movie doesn't even have to be good to have like this unbelievable cultural impact.
Right.
Yeah.
And I mean, so it's different spaces, I feel like.
Yeah. Oh, totally. You're talking about like IMDb or Letterboxd or something like that? Totally. Yeah.
And just like what I feel like when you look at Letterboxd, it's like almost like this is the spiritual Bible text of cinema. You know? And like in a way, Matrix is kind of providing for that too. But
yeah, I was gonna ask, like, do you think it belongs in the top 250 in the book, in the cinema top 250 book? You know?
Yeah. I mean, it's yes and no for me. Like, I can see from like cultural impact standpoint, this is one of the most important movies ever, but especially of our time, right?
Of like, our yeah. I mean, it like, hits in 2026. It hits.
It's so crazy. And just like the amount of impact that it has had and what it continues to have, I think that's for sure a marker of like what this thing is. Even if it's not on the Letterboxd, because I feel like the Letterboxd is kind of more about form and like the message and stuff like that, like the humanism sorts of thing
reaches a little more into that. It is interesting. Another movie that isn't on the, like, because it says on the Letterboxd top 250 like which ones, it makes it clear like these are the movies that are on IMDb top 250 that aren't here. Back to the Future, Wizard of Oz, and I think Forrest Gump are like the four, with the Matrix, are like the four movies that are not very big. Like, whoa, that is kind of interesting. I can like, you can kind of see it though, right? You can see how all of these movies, all four that we just mentioned, are big cultural films.
Right.
Everyone still quotes Forrest Gump. Like that still happens. Wizard of Oz still like culturally relevant.
Right.
Back to the Future, I think as well. Very like everyone has like feelings relevant. About that. So like, maybe that's also, it's just cultural.
I was just on a commercial and we were using the DeLorean.
Exactly.
Like literally it still hits. Like I think all those movies are, like you said, they have more cultural value from like the quotes, the symbolism, like it's what crazy. These movies mean in the time that they were made as well. But I don't know, when you watch, like, speaking on the Matrix, like there are parts where I'm like, oh, that dialogue is just not good, or the lighting like doesn't really match from like shot to shot in some cases, just like little nitpicky things, like It's just
Yeah.
like, oh, this is like really funky. But then you see Speed Racer and you're like, oh, this is like, well, their kind of style. It's kind of like the Hulk, you know,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
this like digital mishmash, like cohesion thing. Because obviously there's so much like tech stuff that they're doing on the behind the scenes side,
Yeah.
that kind of make it okay for the movie story thing, you know?
Yeah.
Like, I don't know, I feel like I can bypass a lot of that simply because of what the thing is, you know? Because it's
Yeah.
like an opera. I don't know.
Yeah.
This
It's
movie, like, it's so grand. It's so
it, I
big. Yeah.
yeah, it's funny, like you don't, it doesn't feel like it's going to get as big as it is, and then it decides
Yeah.
like, hey, we're going to make this about like
It's so
human existence.
yeah.
And it's wild that it does go there when it kind of starts, it starts really small.
Yeah.
Well, obviously there's a big action scene at the beginning, but for the most part it still feels like, oh, this can be a really contained thing, and then they decide to be like, oh no, we're
Like,
talking about religion, we're talking about everything,
yeah.
we're talking about like seeing the world differently,
Yeah.
which really bleeds
Fuck.
into the reality we live
Yeah.
in now.
I mean, I can see it, like if I had seen this when I was 18 or something,
Oh, do you
I
think it
could
would,
I could
you
see
would
this
have gone
rocking my
fucking
shit.
nuts? Yeah.
Yeah, cuz like this is how I was thinking at that age, of
Yes.
like breaking your reality, and
Yeah.
like what you see is not what is there, you
Yes.
know, like
Yes.
in a way we are living a simulation, not in that like it's computer or digital world, but that like a lot of what we see and experience is like fabricated before us, you know what I mean?
I mean, what it also, and
Like
for
the
me,
programming.
yeah, you said it would bang for you at 18. It banged for me at 10.
Right.
So I think even earlier it would have hit for you,
Right.
I think too.
Right,
But
right.
yeah, there is
I mean,
something,
it's
I
so
mean,
crazy.
our senses are what they are, and they can
Right.
lie to us, they can be tricked. I think something, this one thing that always kind of comes to my mind is like they did this test basically with a VR headset,
Mm-hmm.
and VR headset obviously takes control of your eyes. It's got like a gyroscope. Is that what it is? Is that what you
Something.
call it?
Sounds
Something like that.
real.
Gyrocopter. Anyways, they did this thing where basically they have a wall, and if
Uh-huh.
they wanted you to put on the headset, and in the headset was a straight hallway, and they said keep your hand on the wall to your right and just start walking. And so they would start walking, and the hallway would never end, and they could keep walking and walking and walking. Turns out though, their hand was on the room that they were in, literally the room was just a circle, and it was
Uh-huh.
just enough that they didn't even know that they were walking in a circle, but their eyes were telling them that they were walking in a straight line.
Oh, whoa.
And so we could be, that just shows you can be tricked.
Right,
Like
right.
it, like, and Ready Player One, I think, is another, like,
Yeah.
that can be in this kind of realm of talking about this too,
Right, right.
is like how addictive it is. And I think The Matrix talks about that too, about like it goes the other direction where it's like, oh yeah, there's this whole thing, you want to get out of it, but then there's a
Some
part of the
people
Matrix,
wanna.
some people want to be back in.
Yeah,
And I
yeah.
think that was a really great twist,
Yeah.
to have like that kind of character be like,
A
you know what, I
counterpoint.
know that steak is a lie, like how juicy it is, but
Yeah.
what does it matter? And
Yeah.
such a nihilist kind of way to think about it. And then not only to do that, but also to do the thing where it's like, oh yeah, I'm going to have my mind wiped, so I don't even know it's fake. I just
Yeah.
want to be back into it and live like a dumb life again.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So I think you bring up some good stuff. Like for me, I feel like I figured out the movie, what it was gonna say within like the first like 15 minutes.
Oh sure.
Like from a story standpoint, yeah, but I think there was this really great shot of like a television screen, and it's like the surveillance camera of Neo in the interrogation room, and then it becomes the shot.
Yeah, it goes into the screen, doesn't it?
Yeah,
Right? Yeah.
To me, this is like showing the themes of like control and fate, and then like surveillance as like this god thing. And I feel like, you know, living your life or breaking out of your reality and like having control over your own perception and like what your own reality is, like I don't know, it's such a scary thing, you know, like especially in today, it's just so crazy. Yeah,
It's crazy. I mean,
it's
yeah,
so crazy.
because it's also one of those things where you don't know. You like it's one of those things about the afterlife too, right? It's one of those things where can you disprove it? Can you prove it? Like you can live in this space and be like, is it a simulation? How would we know if it is a simulation? It's kind of crazy to have a movie kind of do that, and then you think about it. And so, I mean,
Truman Show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And luckily, that's also a good like look at it. And Peter Weir, that's such a great, one of my favorite directors.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, it's very interesting how it also has. So there's that literalness of it, but then there's the other aspect of it that has been used for the purposes of basically everyone can find a way to use the Matrix as like a thing. And most recently, I guess within the last 10 years, as we've seen like the manosphere blow up and all of these things, and Andrew Tate specifically like claiming like the Matrix, I'm breaking out of the Matrix. You can break out of the Matrix too. Yeah, exactly. It's a calling card for fascism. In a lot of ways.
You can hear the rhetoric in the movie and you're like, oh, that is so conspiratorial. Like the language that they're using relates so well to that movement in a lot of ways. Like that's what I was kind of seeing of like, whoa, this is like inspiring, but also dangerous in a way, like just seeing what it can do and like the impact of it.
But it's one of those things where it's like it's what people say, like lying is so OP. Like it's like in our day and age in politics and all of these things, like lying is crazy. Like how overpowered it is as a technique. Like you can, because you can take it and be like, as two of us that are that believe in the world in a similar way. There are a lot of things that are true. Like we are being lied to, we are being tricked. Like all of these things,
like
all
I believe
of the
in that.
Yeah, exactly. All the things in the Matrix are true, but it's just co-opted by these other people. Yeah, exactly. Like it's
because it's like redefining what reality is. So if you can take that into this is what the reality is now, you can subvert anyone, right?
Yeah. And it's just like, I guess it's just like who has the balls and like the platform to make it a reality, and I guess that's what like to the victor go the spoils, or like how the whatever the saying is, but the victor writes the history or whatever like that. It's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you are able to, and I guess we live in a day and age where the right wing especially has so much money and power and cultural cachet to do these things that they can co-opt anything.
They're basically like mythologizing their kind of principles and their rhetoric and stuff. So,
but they're the ones that are lying. But they're the ones that are saying.
That's how you do it, though.
I know exactly. That's what I mean. Yeah, that's why lying is so OP. Like you can just take it and warp it. And I think I just think about that about a lot of things. I remember there was like, I think it was like on NPR like a long time ago, talking about like Stephen Colbert. You used to have the Colbert Show, right? And he pretended to be a right wing guy. And it was like very much like it's their take on it. We're kind of making fun of the right wing, but it turned out in this piece, like like people that were right wing or right wingers would watch it and be like, oh my God, I agree with this guy. and other people would be like, oh my God, whoever believes this is crazy. It literally didn't move the needle in any direction, because people see what they want to see too, and that's what I mean. But and so I think the Matrix is like this perfect thing that
to be projected on,
anyone can look at it and take anything. And that's why I think it's just at least for now, will never not be relevant, because it deals with things that are so universal. And it just so happens we're living in a techno feudalist reality and are moving quickly in that direction, that it's like, goddamn, you guys, you watched it and you took it as inspiration. Don't do that,
dude. Like the inventing AI and then we destroyed the world. It's like, dude, I've seen
we blocked out the sun to stop the machines, and then
now we're the batteries.
Exactly. Like yeah, it's just such a
Insane.
crazy thing. And
Yeah.
I guess the Terminator did something like that too way back when. And people always talk about like Skynet, which
Sure.
was the
AI.
Terminator version, right?
Yeah.
And there's definitely some overlap between like the way these see the realities. And I
2001 and
imagine,
stuff. Yeah.
yeah, 2001 too,
Yeah.
about like the rogue AI,
Yeah.
and the rogue robot that has like what happens when it has reasoning. What does
Yeah.
it do? I think Tron Legacy. I don't know. Have you seen Tron
I
Legacy?
haven't.
No, you
No.
should. You
Yeah.
should. It's becoming more, I think, beloved. But for me,
Sure.
it was very beloved. But that one's also like there's a character in that is basically given the keys of being like, hey, we want you to do good or like make the system pure.
Sure.
I think I forget they use like it's like a monkey paw situation where they use very specific language that you can then kind of like twist and be like, oh, you want pure? Well, pure means no humans. It's that sort of thing.
Mm.
And obviously in AI, if it was like, oh, we want to get rid of all problems, well, there's one thing that connects all problems. There's one thing they all have.
Humans.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Humans
It's like begonia.
yeah, exactly. Yes.
Yeah.
So it's just
Yeah.
crazy. It's just crazy.
Well, now that you're kind of spitting out, I actually have a list. Like when I was watching this movie,
Please.
I was like, "Oh, dude, this reminds me of this movie. Oh, this
Oh,
reminds me
sure.
of that
Yeah.
movie."
Lay it on me.
The Incredibles,
Oh, nice. What?
dude.
What part?
The whole narrative of The Incredibles is The Matrix, dude. It's like the exact same thing. He's working in his office. He has to deal with this boss. He doesn't want to deal with this boss. And then all of a sudden he's presented like an opening to another dream
to
reality
come
thing
back.
to come back and like relive this thing.
Yeah.
And then he does. And then all of a sudden that breaks into his own reality.
Yeah.
Back home. And
I think like, there's something to be said about like this movie follows like such a classic hero's journey thing that I think that there is a lot of universality, but it feels like the Matrix or the Incredibles really like
that.
very all like
I mean, almost 1-to-1. And then Eagle Eye.
Oh, nice. Oh my God. I haven't seen that in a while.
It's so good. But like the tech and like being surveilled, like the surveillance and being watched all the time, cameras everywhere, like this person knowing exactly what you're going to do and where you are and when to jump, all these things.
Yeah. Oh, that's a cool. I forgot that Eagle Eye had that.
Yeah. Like that's like a whole part of the movie. Yeah.
It is crazy. That part is kind of nuts when it's just like you have to trust that this person knows, what's going on. And then he doesn't. What's also great about the story is like he doesn't obey it. Like he's like, you got to get around the window or whatever, and then he doesn't, and then
he's arrested, and then he wakes up, and you're like, what the fuck? It's not real. And then, but he's like, okay, and then the bug that they put in him, they use that in one of the Transformers movies.
Like really?
Something similar, yeah.
Oh yeah.
And then there's a shot in this movie of like a telephone, and they're like dolling around it. They use I don't know what came first, but there's a shot in Run Lola Run that's like
okay. I've never seen Run Lola
Run. Very dude, like that Run Lola Run and The Matrix, super similar kind of like style, like leather and like time jumping and all these things.
1998, so it did come out just before.
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm sure I feel like these two things are connected in some way.
Oh, I would not be surprised. Was there it is just a German film. Run Lola Run. Okay. All right. Yeah. I didn't know if there was like a remake.
No. Or maybe there was.
Maybe. I'm not seeing it, but that's not the one you're referencing.
And then Inception. I feel like Inception is just this movie, but totally like not as good.
Yeah.
And then you said Ready Player One, like the ending bit of like having the two worlds kind of collide and the cutting back and forth between like these things. It felt very Ready Player One in a lot of ways. And then so lastly, I feel like this is a great talking point on like a lot of what we've already kind of talked about. But I feel like this movie pairs really, really well with Fight Club.
Oh, yeah.
Like,
Totally.
so, like, the nihilism.
Yes.
I think in the very beginning, Neo says, "I am nobody, I'm gonna die," or something
Yeah.
like that.
Yeah.
And that just being the intro into all of this stuff,
Yeah.
felt very Fight Club-esque. The corporate office as the
Yes.
send-off point, you know?
I mean,
Breaking.
we've talked about the late 90s nihilism
Yeah,
before. And yeah, so it works really well there. Funny Games, I think, was another
right.
movie we'd kind of seen where it's just like, damn, like things are bleak.
Yeah.
Things are really bleak at this point. Yeah.
Both movies play with like reality and like what's real and what's not,
Mm-hmm.
you
Mm-hmm.
know? And then both are used for far right like messaging and
Yeah.
symbolism,
Yeah, true.
you know?
Oh God.
Even though it's like a critique on that kind of side in a
Yes.
way, you
Yeah.
know?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
definitely think it is. Like, I don't know David Fincher's like what he really thinks.
But the
But
book was, yeah.
yeah, exactly. When you watch or read Fight Club, you
Yeah.
take as like it's supposed to be a takedown of this sort of thing, but it like makes it look cool.
Right.
Which is bad. Maybe
Yeah.
that's the problem. Is like it just looks cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
And there's something
like
about
David
just being
Fincher,
there's just something about being a fucking like roach loser
yeah.
that is like now, I mean, we live in an age now where like people want to, they want to be dumb in a way.
Right.
Like there's
Right.
something about like, oh no, I don't read, I don't do any of that shit. Like I'm just
Right.
going off of like the vibe. Like I'm just like, I know how humans work. Like I don't need to do any of these things or
my
research
God.
anything.
Yeah.
And so there's just
I
like,
hate that shit.
don't even get me started.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fucking awful. And so yeah, no, so it's kind of perfect for that, like to have like kind of like losers,
right.
like kind of like
changing the world.
Yeah. And doing something like absolutely insane, and then making it look fucking awesome.
Yeah,
as they're doing it. Yeah.
Mr. Robot.
I've never seen Mr. Robot, but is that kind of like the Mr. Robot?
It has that kind of like chosen one like hacker breaks reality, changes the world. Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
Not in this kind of formal way, but like
not in like the literal sense of like
but definitely exposing the corruption in or whatever. Yeah.
I've I think I've mentioned before, like I'm really interested in these 90s internet movies.
Right.
Like I want to eventually do an episode on like that sort of thing. And there's even there's like Johnny Mnemonic, there's Swordfish, there's Hackers, there's like a lot of these things. And there's something that's just so aesthetically awesome about like hacking into computers, and like this movie is also just so like visceral in its like design, and it's cyberpunk, right? I think I enjoy cyberpunk, and so it has that just in spades. It goes nuts for it, but no, it's really cool and interesting. And then man, I wish I could just download like kung fu into my brain like that.
Dude, yeah.
It's pretty fucking awesome. Like I loved when they were like, there's the helicopter there kind of in that one scene when they're fighting.
How to fly it.
She learns how to fly just by getting the download. It's like, that's fucking cool.
It's like everything everywhere all at once. I feel like kind of, accessing your other stuff.
Yeah. That also is a really cool, like cyberpunk future that it is alluding to. And also like shows that scene in the van. At one point,
the scene in the van.
Yeah, the scene in the van and everything everywhere all at once, where they're like hacking in the van, right? And they have all this like tech and weird shit on their bodies and stuff like that.
Right.
Yeah. So also like looking at it, and then the new Gore Verbinski movie. We'll see how that's the
Gore Verbinski.
Yeah, he did Pirates of the Caribbean, but he's got that new movie with Sam Rockwell. Yeah, and Rango. He did the new movie. It's like don't die, don't something.
I don't know.
Oh God, you don't know it? You haven't seen the trailer? I've seen every movie I've seen has had that trailer in front of it.
I haven't been to the theater.
Good Luck, Don't Die, or something. Oh really?
Yeah, just been busy.
Yeah, we gotta get you back. But it's also that time of year where it's like a lot of the movies that I've been seeing, a lot of like the Oscar movies and stuff, I've been able to watch at home, and most of them are at home anyways.
Oh, okay.
Hamnet wasn't, so I had to go to the theater to see that, but
that's good.
It's nice to get back out there.
Yeah.
Big movie event.
Yeah, I'd love to talk about the influences on this movie, or like things that they're pulling from.
Yeah.
Specifically the Bible, like religion, expressionism, and then Alice in Wonderland.
That being a big one. And it makes sense.
Yeah.
You know, that one really tracks. And then the use of the chosen one and everything like that. I think that goes into so many different things, but yeah, that feels very biblical.
Yeah.
There's,
Nebuchadnezzar.
Oh yeah, Zion.
Yeah,
is
Zion.
like the last human city.
Yeah. There's like so much that they're putting into this.
I mean, there's so many Easter eggs and things like that. They just love those little things. And then the next two movies also just keep adding more and more to that. They're like obsessed with like the philosophy and things of that nature, which is, it's cool that that's the direction they went. Is they're like, all right, we're gonna be well read, right, and just like throw like all these things literature in there and kind of. Yeah, exactly.
Have you heard of this show, The 100?
I see the poster in my head. I've not, like so I've heard of it. I've not seen it. Yes, everyone's falling. I know the font. Yes.
Yeah. In like later seasons of that show, they do a lot of like
Kevin watching TV. That's strange.
This was a while ago. This was
like, okay, hey, that's okay.
I mean, not to qualify anything. But I did really enjoy the show because of the way they kind of use religious like iconography or religious kind of inspiration in a futuristic dystopian kind of environment. And they kind of expand on this idea of like AI destroying the universe and like the different sects of people that kind of evolve over the course of this time.
Yeah.
The people who live underground, the people who are stuck in the space station, people who, are far away in a different universe. Like they play with all these things. And then the like false prophets, the people who like save the, like they have all this mythology built into the thing that, there's Gabriel and there's like all these things. It just feels very Abrahamic, if you will.
Yeah. I mean, we live, even though we live in like one of the most secular like periods of like human history in a lot of ways, there is still like this like wanting purpose, right? And I think like it is such a clear purpose. I think it works really well in just the movie form. Even like that, it's about like a character gaining purpose and doing something.
So it works. It is very empowering, right? Like seeing the story. I don't know, for me, like in your own life, confronting the giant structures and the people that control, or the things that control your existence, it can feel kind of intimidating. I don't know,
but hey,
it's nice having the story, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I feel like you can do anything.
It makes me really want to like, they got to make like a cyberpunk version of the Bible. I'd watch that. That'd be pretty fucking cool.
Ryan, you got some good fucking ideas.
I just throw shit together.
That's
that would be fucking like Jesus in like a cyberpunk world. That'd be pretty fucking awesome. Yeah.
I could see certain like denominations being like, yes, that will help get Jesus out.
I
to
wonder,
the public.
Yeah, you think?
And then there's some people who would be like, this is Satanism.
So blasphemous. Like, yes. Yeah. And hey, maybe it is Satanistic.
Yeah.
I don't fucking know. I'm just trying to make things that are cool.
There is a animated movie about like David in theaters
that just recently came out. Yeah. And then they just did the same, like, you got to do something a little more interesting. Don't just do 1-to-1 David. You got to do Space David.
Right. Like, I mean, I feel like, I guess that's where you get into the blasphemy of like, you're changing the Bible.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, what,
Um,
because they really are about evangelizing, where like
right.
you watch the Matrix or you watch any of these other things and you don't like come out being like, oh my god, I want to be a part of religion.
Yeah.
I think it's like the osmosis that we all feel with religion is
Yeah.
like there are all these parts that are really great about them, and there are plenty of things that are not
Sorry.
so great about them too if you like follow
Yeah.
them to a T.
Yeah.
um
Yeah. Well, so I just went to the Buddhist temple
yeah,
on Sunday for the first time, and like I was like, oh, this will be different than church, blah blah blah.
was it the
It's
same?
the same shit.
Wow.
I mean, you know, like you have, like, I don't know. I guess this is a really good time to speak on religion, like what what these things mean in our lives. You know, because I feel like you grew up religious or had religion in your
Yes, I
life growing
did.
up or
Yeah,
something.
yeah.
Yeah.
And I grew up in a
Um,
town, Yorba Linda, which was
like
the
super
most per
religious.
capita churches, like for how many people were
Fuck.
there. Like it was
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah.
every corner had a
Had a
church.
church. It's
Yeah.
like corner stores in
Yeah,
Oakland.
exactly. Yeah, no corner stores, just like strip malls and
And
churches.
churches.
Yep.
Yeah, it's so like, I mean, I grew up um in an Episcopalian
Yeah.
kind of denomination and had all those, like, you know, was baptized and whatever.
Same. Hey,
Um
we're gonna get to heaven.
yeah, hell yeah.
Yay!
First communion, first communion.
Communion.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I was gonna say
Nice.
communication.
Okay, so you got to go back. They got to send you back.
But there is like this weird kind of like obligation to these things that you need to do, and like the things that you need to say, like the rituals and stuff, and like being part of a community, and like your purpose in all these
Yeah.
things. Like they kind of, it feels like enforced on you, or like
Well, they want most of the time they make you feel bad if you don't do it, right? I
yeah,
mean,
yeah,
that's when it's like, oh, this feels forced. Like
yeah,
clearly, this is not. Yeah, it's hard because like there's plenty of things in life that are hard to do, and you should still do them,
right,
right?
for sure.
But maybe it's because like so many of these other things are more, I don't know if worldly or is the right way to put it, but like
Mm,
affect you in the reality you live in currently,
right,
where like
right.
religion a lot of times is working on this totally other thing that doesn't even have like like results that are clear to
Right.
see.
Well,
um
I mean, that's what I was like, because I feel like I'm always in contention with like, if I were to pick a religion, because I feel like at some point I should pick a religion, like
yeah,
just to
I mean,
have
it's one of
that
those things.
thing.
What's wrong? Like, there's no downside, really.
Yeah, yeah,
Like, that's
right.
the other thing. Is like, hey,
Um, yeah, just like having,
hit
just
them
to
all.
have a thing, you know.
Just a quick thing. There was one when I went to college. One of the first weekends, I drank so much alcohol. It was the first time I ever really drank. I got so drunk. I threw up
Okay.
on the wall of my dorm room. It was so awful. But I remember being there so drunk, and I was like, I prayed to every god I could think of to stop it. Everything. I went all the way to Odin. I was like doing
Odin, damn,
all of these things. I was like,
going deep.
please. I was so genuine too. I was like, God, just anything. It was so
Anybody.
funny. Was so drunk. I just didn't want to feel it anymore. But yeah, what's the downside?
Yeah,
You know,
right.
hit the buttons unless there's a religion where it's like, hey, if you
If
ever
don't
thought
pay
about anyone
us,
else,
yeah,
you know, like we don't
right.
accept you. I don't even know. But
Right. Like when it
yeah.
becomes fucked up like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I mean, that's every, I feel like every religion is like that. You
Hmm.
know, like you get into the weeds of it and all of a sudden you're like doing things you don't want to do, or like whatever. It changes
Yeah.
you and stuff. Um,
True.
I don't know. I just feel like I should pick, but I don't know where I was going with that. Anyways, like in the thing, in it just, like, how do I say this? Whenever I went to church when I was young, it felt like the sermon was like a big thing and like important,
Yeah.
and like you're supposed to feel something during it, afterwards. You
Yeah.
know, it's like meant to be kind of like a performance
Yeah.
thing,
Yeah.
you know. And what's important about the sermon to me is you should be able to take what is being said and like
Apply
infuse
it.
it into your life, apply
Yeah.
it to your life.
Yeah.
You know, like it shouldn't be like so what's the
Like so
word,
specific
like
that it's like
didactic.
not
Yeah,
that it can't be related. That's like literally just it
like
is this one thing and you can't,
yeah,
not
like
realistic.
they're basically for so in the Buddhist during this thing, not to fucking air out this guy, but like
Go
he's
for
just
it.
like he's repeating the story of like, you know, this guy, he's on one side of the river and then it has to cross this thin path to get to the other side of the river, and on the other side you reach nirvana and is like where all the Buddhists are or whatever.
Must be
And
pretty chill.
so
Probably pretty cool over there.
it was pretty chill.
Yeah.
They're all like meditating and stuff. But
Nice.
like, you know, when he's saying like, oh, this side represents the whatever, like quoting the original text. And it's like, how does like I can't really like relate that to my life or anything, you know?
Yeah, I think that's really related to what I told you right before we started recording, which is I watched Hamlet. Oh my God, Hamnet recently.
Shame.
But they performed Hamlet in it, and it was one of those things where like it's hard. Sometimes it's hard. Okay, maybe I'm a dumb. Maybe I'm a dumb. But sometimes I hear Shakespeare and I don't hear it. If you know what I mean, it's gone.
Right.
But watching there's a point in that movie where it starts as like very theatrical, but then starts to get emotion just put into it, and then all of a sudden it's so relatable, and I get it.
Yeah.
And it seems like it's one of those things too, where it's like that's what you want. That's like the best thing you could want from like a sermon. It's like something where it's like, oh, you're having that realization, and you finally it takes this text that is like so maybe boring.
Right.
Sorry. But then like but turns it into something that we now in the present day can understand, can get, can relate to.
And that's to me what you are as the preacher person.
Yeah.
The what's it? Reverend.
Reverend or pastor or whatever it is. Yeah.
Like you are this vessel of like understanding what this text is saying and applying it to our time now and like our lives now.
And the congregation, you should know your congregation and know what they want, know where you are. Like you can literally relate it to like such a specific time and moment.
Right. Exactly. Like our cultural whatever.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. And then so on a tangent to affirm your point on Shakespeare. I forget who said it. I think it was something. I remember hearing this close to like the Macbeth movie from Joel Cohen.
Oh yeah. The Denzel Washington, Francis McDormand one. Yeah.
Of like, if you hear really good Shakespeare, you know what they're saying.
Yes.
You know, like
I just got it. Yeah. I was like, whoa.
It's in the performance. It's in like the emotion. It should come off as real kind of language, you know?
Yeah.
And once you hear it, then you can understand it. That's why I love that movie or Macbeth and Hamlet too.
Yeah.
Because it's like doing all that kind of stuff.
Like it's kind of almost a bummer that we're all introduced to Shakespeare in like
high school,
elementary, middle school, high school, you know, like it's like, and no kid is saying it right, that you're just like, this is the most boring fucking crap I've ever heard. But you also want kids to hear it early. So it's like, it's one of the, you just need, you need like a seriousness. And I think there should be more like understanding of Shakespeare and the importance of it and what it means and things like that. I think there's a lot to learn. So I think you got to bring professionals in to say it right or perform it in a way that's relatable to people. And I think that's why like Romeo plus Juliet or Romeo and Juliet, whatever, the Baz Luhrmann version, that was like, of all the ones we watched in school, that one hit, I think. Right. And there's a lot of reasons why it did, because it's exciting, it's fun, it's got people you can relate to.
Right.
But that's also in the exact same language as before, but it has so much more.
The context.
Yeah, exactly. So I love Shakespeare stuff that's like adapted to like the modern day. And especially I like it when it uses the actual language. Stuff, the actual language. But that was the tangent that you
we're thrown off. So back to this like Reverend Sermon dude. Like by the end of it, people were like asking questions like, what does this mean? What is this?
Interesting.
And so like he had
it was very conversational.
Yeah, he had like a fucking Q&A afterwards. And I was like,
that is also a sign of someone that's like, I can't do it this whole time. Yeah, so it's like, just ask me and I can figure it out.
Right.
I love that.
But I don't know, to me, it's so funny because to me, I did relate to the story of like, sometimes you're on one side. Oh, maybe this relates to the Matrix.
Here we go.
This relates to the Matrix.
There we go.
Of like, the story is about this person who's like running away from, they say, beasts and bandits, right? They're like coming and attacking you, and they're coming from behind you, from the left and right, and you're surrounded. You can only run straight forward, and you keep running in this open field until you reach this place where two rivers meet. It's like this one river name I forget, and then this other river.
I won't hold you to it.
Oh, it's like a river of water and a river of fire.
Oh, Jesus Christ! Okay, hell yeah.
And in the middle is this small path. It's like 3 feet wide or something.
Okay, so the rivers kind of go in and kind of like
and so the fire kind of encroaches, the water encroaches, but you have this small narrow path, right? And so you can't go around the river, and you can't go backwards because you're being chased, right? And so in this thing, it's like Buddha tells you like you can go forward because there is a path. You can go forward, and like entrusting in the straight and narrow path, as they say.
You got a phone call from Morpheus, and Morpheus is telling you, go, trust me on this one.
And so as you're crossing, the beasts and bandits will call out like, don't go, it's too dangerous, or like it's safer over here, or like we'll take care of you, like lies or whatever. But Buddha says you must be confident in the straight and narrow path, and you must always look forward. If you look back, then you die, right? And so once you reach the other side, you will like reach nirvana or whatever. And that, that's basically like what the Matrix is like kind of confronting this impossible thing to get onto the other bank. And find new reality or something.
And here's something really interesting that I think what I really liked that the movie did was so there's an oracle in the movie, right? And Morpheus is 100% sure Neo is the one. Like he believes it. There are people that just believe this, but Morpheus is like the number one believer of this thing. And so basically sends the at one point sends Neo to talk to the oracle to hear what she has to say. And the oracle tells him, you're not the one. And he's like, oh shit, like that fucking like that. Okay, that sucks. Like Morpheus said that or whatever. He goes to try to tell Morpheus, and Morpheus is like, don't. Whatever she told you in there is what you needed to hear. And so for the rest of the movie, Neo thinks he's not the one. But what not being the one gives him is the freedom. No pressure is the freedom to get there and to be the one, which was just such a cool thing because all of a sudden he is the one. Like by the end, like he is like he clearly is. He's able to see the Matrix, but he needed to be told he wasn't to get there.
That's Buddhism.
Yeah,
that's a thing in Buddhism of like you're needing negation in order to affirm like who you are.
Yeah, and it's so like it gives you, there's something that is just about that. Like if he was told he was the one, he might have, what he would have done changed differently. Yeah, exactly. And so, there's something just so cool about that. And it gives him like, he's willing to sacrifice himself because he's like, I'm nobody.
Right.
It's reaffirmed his original like thoughts about himself. and he's like, now I'm just willing to die for this because someone was willing to die for me. And then it's proven out that this dude's fucking got it.
Yeah.
You can fucking see shit. You can fight him. You can fight a Smith.
An agent.
Yeah. But yeah, oh my God. Yeah. So I really enjoyed that part. I'd forgotten, like, oh yeah, they kind of throw it around a little.
Yeah.
I think it's funny. This is like exactly the kind of conversations I imagine the Wachowskis wanted us to have about this movie.
Yeah.
And I think that's what's really cool about it, is that it fills it all these it's so many different things all piled into one. Yeah. I think that's a beautiful thing that movies can do, is pull it all together, pull all of human history in, and just take it all, infuse it into something that is like really crazy and insane, and then spew it out, and then you can relate to all the different pieces that you want to in it.
Yeah.
So it's cool in that way, but it also is like really, like, so many people might not even get all these things we're saying. Like they could watch and be like, oh, fucking cool action movie. There's explosions and all of that. And so it's nice that it's kind of, it's in that too. It's in that framework of like, okay, it's a basic movie, and it's exciting and it's fun. It's like the best John Woo movie you could watch.
Yeah.
In terms of like action and kung fu and martial arts. But it also has this whole other side to it, and it's just like prescient, like of our time. It's just kind of crazy how that works.
It is. I was like astounded watching the whole thing. I was like, holy shit. Like, this is kind of everything. This movie is everything. Like predicting and reflecting on the past in a lot of ways. Like it was just so wild to me. And then I don't know. I know that was such a great send off, Ryan. That was a great
I know
summary. But I do have one more thing.
Lay it on.
I don't know. I just like feel like this is important to this movie. They're credited as the Wachowski brothers, so I think
that is an important part of this. Yeah,
talking about like how much of this movie is like a trans allegory.
Yeah.
And that the directors, like, I guess I didn't really know the history. And reading about it, they're transitioning, like when they transitioned and everything, and that they both didn't transition at the same time, that it was like some time apart. Obviously after this movie, even after Speed Racer, I think around Speed Racer it became like talked about or whatever.
Yeah.
And like being the first major directors to be like openly trans.
Yeah.
I don't know. I just find it really interesting that how this, like, I don't know if this movie was like intentionally that to begin with, or I don't know.
Yeah, it's a movie about transformation, and it's a movie about like that you can decide who you want to be too.
Right.
That's taking the pill.
Right.
Like literally it's like deciding like, all right, I am going to decide on this new thing.
Yeah.
And in a lot of ways, like once there are people that detransition, maybe they decide they go down a path, and maybe they decide they don't want to, and they have, that's fine. But it's also one of those things where you open the door to that possibility for yourself, and there's no going back.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden you can see the path forward. That's unlike,
you're like breaking you're like deprogramming from the reality you were born
into. The Matrix. The Matrix.
Yeah. It's just so one-to-one.
It is a really one-to-one. Yeah, it's kind of wild.
It's so crazy. And for like the hacker name, like this new identity that you take on in the new realm. Like there's just so much that they're infusing into this, like that I was like, oh, whoa, this is like really interesting.
That is true. Yeah, those are the names too. Yeah, it's like being able to choose like a new name, a new identity, and everything like that.
Yeah. Your like found family.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, that's cool.
Impressive. Yeah.
I need to look more into the. I'd be curious how the Wachowskis talk about it too.
They're famously very
no, they don't like to talk about it.
Enigmatic.
Oh, enigmatic. Okay, that's good.
they don't like being in the public. They don't want to be famous, and
Yeah.
they don't want to be like known. So they generally don't do a lot of interviews. And
Yeah.
they have spoken about this, but very briefly,
Yeah.
and like limited. It is like I was reading the Wikipedia. I don't know how
Yeah.
much, but like
Sure. What's the
I
scoop?
think it was Lana, the who like I forget if it was Lana or Lily, but one of them came out and then like met this dominatrix at like a sex group thing
Uh-huh.
and like formed a relationship and was like already married at this point,
Wow.
and then divorced original wife and still married to this like BDSM like club.
Sure.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
I was like, that is the most like LGBTQ
Yeah.
coded story. Like,
Yes.
that was so funny.
They went all in. They're like, all right, let's check all the boxes.
You can just go all like
Yeah.
if we're really gonna
Yeah.
I thought that was great.
Yeah, that's pretty cool. Yeah, there should be more conversations, I think, about like what this kind of means for
Right.
the transformation. I bet there are plenty of people that talk about it,
Yeah.
but
Because there was a, to me, trans coded character in this movie.
who do you think that is?
Switch.
Oh, Switch. Yeah.
And their name is Switch. You know?
True.
It's
Yeah.
just like,
I mean, I will say the movie is so intentional
yeah.
that I wouldn't put it
You
past them to do that.
Yeah,
You know?
it has to be. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, because that's all this movie is like, huh? You catch that?
Right.
Oh, you catch that?
Right.
That's
like,
what
all the hints, all the little breadcrumbs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally everything is a reference to something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's interesting. But yeah, and then this movie just like, imagine being like a filmmaker and then your movie like becomes anything and everything to anyone.
Yeah.
It's kind of crazy. Like, what could they even say at all? Like, we can watch it and take anything we want out of it. It's just nuts. There's not a lot of stuff like that.
So back to the Buddhist temple thing.
Sure.
Right.
Let's go back to the temp.
With this story, I related to it so much in my life. I feel like I was lost and like running through an open field, being chased by bandits and beasts, people giving me bad advice or like telling me the wrong things to do, you know? And like all your life, you know exactly what you want and you know what's good for you.
Yes.
You're just really scared to do it, you know?
Yeah.
And take the risk to make that happen, you know? And I think when I found cinema, like found this thing, I just knew and like was able to follow that so tightly and concretely, with like discipline, you know, in ways that I've like never been able to do with something before.
Yeah,
in a lot of ways.
It makes me wonder, what would Kevin be doing 200 years ago?
Right?
I mean, where?
True.
I've always thought about that. I've been like, I probably would have gotten into religion. Yeah, I think I would have been a priest or something like that. Because I've always thought like that one. There's something so interesting, and we're talking about this right now, like interpreting this thing and performing it to people. I think I would have gravitated towards that kind of life, and it would be set up to like it's a life that kind of makes sense. Like you can look at like movies and understand how it's done.
Those were the only literate people back then.
Yeah,
as well.
Yeah, that was a big part of it. Yeah.
I definitely
agree. I would not have wanted to be on like the conquistador shit or anything. I'm not looking to go to places. I'd be like in a frontier town, just talking to people and letting people also do their thing. I don't want to be a bad one, because it's obviously been used for so many bad things.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that's when I thought about it, I've been like, oh yeah, I probably would have gravitated towards that. Maybe
some art thing. Yeah. Or I definitely, some religious, because to me, how I relate to this Buddhist story is like cinema has been the religion or the equivalent of religion for me in my life, you know, like you said, that thing that connects you to your reality or something. And what was super cool, the Reverend saying that in Buddhist whatever, there's like the original text says like 84,000 different paths to this place, that there's, for as many people that there are on earth, there are that many different ways of reaching nirvana. You know?
Yeah.
And that like this path is different for everybody. Yeah, I don't know. I just like
I think it's
like hitting on that. And just like
ooh. I mean, it's the same thing in the Matrix, which is basically like telling you you're not the one.
Right.
Telling you there isn't just one path.
Dang.
That it is, you know, that you can do it in any other way. And there's a release and a relief to not feeling all that pressure of like, I need to do it this one way, and it is only this one way.
Right.
Yeah. So.
Yeah. So yeah, just like when I feel and experience the Matrix, I just can see so much of how cinema is like religion for like our time today, and just like how much of the cultural cachet that this thing has.
Yeah.
In terms of like guiding us and like giving us things, you know?
Yeah.
It's
full of it.
It's so crazy.
Yeah, it's a buffet of all the things, and 10 years from now, I don't even want to know how it's going to be used.
It's so crazy. Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, truly.
Yeah. Crazy. Well,
great episode.
Yeah, that was good. So much. I'm happy that we were able to dive into this. Thank you for watching it.
Thank you. That was way better than I expected.
There we go. That's good. Yes.
And I was expecting a lot. Just to say, you know.
Yeah. We'll have to watch the other ones maybe one of these days, and maybe be disappointed. I liked them, but maybe
I'm sure they're cool.
Yeah, they do a lot of cool things for sure. Yeah. But the first one's like such a banger.
Yeah, no, it goes hard.
Yeah.
All right, I made a list of like undeniably influential movies of all time, and I put this in there because you can't. It just like has done so much.
You can't deny it.
Yeah.
Well, shit.
All right. Well, now we can.
There we go. The send off begins. Thank you, folks, for listening. We'll see you next time. That's a wrap. Bye-bye.
Bye.
Wind Reel and Print is a podcast by Salad Brain Productions.
You can find us on Instagram at Wind Reel and Print Pod.
You can also find us wherever you get your podcasts.
And please, if you like the show, leave a rating and review.
We'll see you next time.